Good evening, everybody. Wow, that was good. Thank you for joining us for the 2025 State of the City Address with Mayor Michael O'Connor. Before we get into everything, I just want to do some housekeeping really quickly. As you will see, we have 3 exits. We have one on this side of the room, we have one on this side of the room, and we do have one in the back that will take you to a hallway to get out as well. We also have restrooms to my left, your right, if you're in the audience facing me. And please remember to enjoy some delicious food on your way out. And speaking of on your way out, make sure you check out the police headquarters. We will be doing a tour. I will make another announcement on that at the end of the program. And to kick things off, I'd like to introduce tonight's national anthem performer, Stephanie Berman. Stephanie is a proud Frederick native, a devoted mother, a small business owner, a fifth in market photography, and she's deeply rooted in this community and passionate about capturing its spirit through her work. So let's give a warm welcome to Stephanie.
Oh, sing, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Stephanie. You all may be seated. So before we get started, we want to recognize our elected officials in attendance this evening. From our City Council, President Katie Nash, Council Member Kelly Russell, from our County Council, MC Keegan Ayer, Renee Knapp, and Vice President Cavante Duckett. And from our state delegation, Delegate Karen Simpson and Chris Fair. Thank you for being here. So to kick things off, I'd like to introduce Dr. Suzanne Salix, Executive Director of Centro Hispano de Frederick. Dr. Salix joined the organization in June 2024, bringing with her a wealth of experience. She holds a PhD in leadership in higher education, along with a master's degree in public administration, and we're truly honored to have her provide tonight's opening remarks. So let's give a warm welcome to Dr. Suzanne Salix.
Thank you, Sheena, very much. Good evening, everyone. Buenas noches. Welcome to the 2025 Frederick State of the City Address. We are here at the new Frederick Police Department headquarters, and what a lovely place this is. Isn't it amazing? So I am Suzanne Salix, Executive Director of Centro Hispano de Frederick. Before I have the honor of introducing Mayor Michael O'Connor, I would like to say a few words about Centro Hispano de Frederick. Centro Hispano has been serving the Frederick community for almost 20 years with essential services like English, citizenship, computer, literacy, and Spanish classes, after-school STEAM and wellness programs, senior and women's programs, economic development, workforce services, emotional support services, immigration services, and much more. That was a mouthful, right? So due to the support of so many, including Mayor Michael O'Connor, the Frederick City Council, City of Frederick, amazing team. Centro Hispano continues to be a safe place for all, where we help individuals to reach their full potential and become contributing members of Frederick. While circumstances are challenging for many, we believe it's important to celebrate accomplishments and successes every day. For example, individuals passing their citizenship exams, becoming U.S. citizens, those learning English and mastering other subjects, adults finding meaningful employment, businesses starting and growing, and students achieving educational goals and graduating from college, from high school, and pursuing post-secondary and other training courses. When I was asked to MC this event, I thought, why me? I've been in Frederick for 14 months. I, like so many other people, came to Frederick. I didn't know a single soul. While my circumstances were much different from the thousands of others who have migrated to Frederick, the people here were so kind and welcoming, as they have been to so many of you. So many of you are in the audience tonight, and I want to say thank you for that. I'm honored to be chosen as the person who introduces Mayor O'Connor, and I've experienced firsthand that he has both a heart for and a vision to help every person to realize that they have a value and meaningful part to play in the continued growth and success of our Frederick community. I've grown in my appreciation for what the word hope truly means to people who have become overwhelmed and discouraged by the ever-growing uncertainties in the world today, and I've come to a better understand that hope is not just an idea or a philosophical concept or dream. Hope is a real place. Hope is a place of refuge and safety where everyone can find the support and help they need to overcome the uncertainties of life so that they can become established in a community where they can grow and thrive and realize their full potential. And Frederick is that place. Frederick is that place. Please join me in welcoming Mayor Michael O'Connor as he shares with us recent city activities, his vision, and what we have to look forward to this year. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Salix. Your comments tonight are exactly why we asked you to be a part of this evening. You came to Frederick with an open heart, and this community, true to its spirit, met you with open arms. And since you've arrived, you've helped others find belonging too. We're grateful you've made this place your home, and that now you are a part of our shared story. Can we say thank you once again to Stephanie for that wonderful rendition of the national anthem? Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of the 2025 State of the City. I want to begin by recognizing our City Council, Council President Nash, Council Vice President Shackelford, Council Member Kelly Russell, and Council Members McShane and Kazemchek. A strong partnership with the Council is the only way we move this city forward. And I'm grateful for the work that we have done and the work that is still ahead. I'm also thankful for our partners at the county and the state, including County Executive Jessica Fitzwater and the members of the County Council who are here joining us this evening and our state delegation. Your collaboration is what helps us deliver results for the people of Frederick. And I also want to thank my wife, Tammy, and my daughters, Claire and Erin. Public service demands a lot, and I'm incredibly grateful for the strength and patience and encouragement they've given me every step of the way. Each in their own way is pursuing similar work, one in federal service, one in healthcare, and Tammy bringing about expanding opportunities for artists and creators in Frederick. Thank you for giving me the reasons and support to do this wonderful job. I love you. And something I can never do enough, and in today's environment, it is especially important. I want to recognize the incredible employees and leadership team of the City of Frederick. If you're a City of Frederick employee, can you just raise your hand right now? Let people know who's here. Our directors, our managers, and our staff show up every day with professionalism and purpose. You solve problems, you deliver services, and you make this city work. As we witness the attack on the federal workforce evident over the past 8 months, we need to set an example. We need to show that Frederick believes in government, that government works, and we will have the backs of our public sector workforce. Thank you for your commitment and dedication to this city. The state of our city is strong, and tonight's event is evidence of that strength. It takes place in a space that is new to Frederick, our recently completed Frederick Police Department headquarters. And this completion is something to be proud of. This building is one of the most significant public safety investments in our city's history, and it was years, decades even, to bring this project to the finish line. And together, we delivered. When we approved the funding for this project, we knew that came with responsibility. Anytime we spend public dollars on a project of this scale, we must ensure the results meet our city's needs. And that's what this building does. And tonight we're using this space exactly the way it was meant to be used, as a place where the community comes together. And during our time together, we'll look at the progress that we've made, the challenges we still face, and the future we are building together. You'll hear directly from some of our department leadership about the work they and their teams are doing. And we'll talk about safety and equity, sustainability, opportunity. And we'll do it all with an understanding that this is not a time to slow down. It is a time to push forward with urgency, with focus, and with compassion. The state of our city is strong because we are focused. Despite headwinds and choppy waters, we remain balanced and in control. We are delivering good government every day, from our parks to our police department, from our budget office to our building inspectors. Our work is rooted in service. We are a city that people choose, known across the country for our beauty, our livability, and our balance between history and innovation, between small-town character, regional influence, between opportunity and belonging. This year, Reader's Digest named Frederick one of the most beautiful main streets in America. We were also ranked one of the top 100 places to live in the United States. And the United States is big. Those awards don't come by accident. We've earned them. You've earned them through the work of community members who care, through public employees who deliver, through businesses who invest, and through a shared commitment to making this a place where people want to live, to work, and to build their lives. In short, the state of our city is strong because of all of you in this room today and so many more. People are choosing to live here because they feel safe, because the schools are strong, because our parks are beautiful and accessible, because our downtown is vibrant and welcoming, because our neighborhoods are livable, our workforce is talented, and our economy is full of possibility. In the past year alone, we've delivered on promises that our community has been waiting for. We've launched new tools to make services more accessible. We've invested in our infrastructure, our environment, our youth, our seniors. We've put people first, and putting people first is how we've been able to see reductions in most major crime categories, keeping crime below pre-pandemic levels, strengthening relationships between our officers and the community. The trust happens through consistent service and honest engagement. Let's hear from our Chief of Police, Jason Lando.
Trust in a police department is built over time. It takes years or decades of proven, intentional investments, equitable service, and community engagement. That's exactly what my team at the Frederick Police Department has done. This year, I'm proud to say that we completed a project that was an investment decades in the making. We opened our new headquarters this past June, and for the first time in our history, all police department operations are under one roof. That means faster coordination, readiness, and resiliency for our officers and our support staff. We've already seen improvements in efficiency, and we now have a dedicated space for community engagement and training. And speaking of smart investments, this past February, the Frederick Police Department launched Good Sam, an app that lets callers share live video, real-time location, translation support, and file uploads directly with emergency responders. This enhances our emergency services by giving our staff important details that would otherwise not be possible. It allows dispatchers and officers to assess situations in real time and helps FPD respond faster, more accurately, and with greater awareness in critical moments. What makes Frederick really special is the bond we've built with our community. We're deeply proud to serve with a commitment to fairness, equity, and respect for all. To deepen our connection, we established the Multicultural Liaison Unit, or MCLU, a dedicated team of officers and victim services staff who serve as trusted bridges to historically marginalized communities. Through outreach, relationship building, and open communication, this team ensures that every resident is supported and knows they can contact the police for anything without fear. And earlier this year, we introduced the department's first Resiliency and Wellness Coach, a role that few agencies have and one that highlights the steps we're taking to support the well-being of our staff so they can best care for the Frederick community. All these efforts reflect our promise to invest in safety, equity, and connection for every resident. We know that trust is earned, and we're committed to earning that every day.
Thank you, Chief Lando. As you can see, everything that we do in public safety starts from one premise, that the people we serve are our partners, that safety is something we build together. It's why our future investments in public safety will continue to focus on both innovation and compassion. In the months ahead, we'll launch a Drone as First Responder program, giving officers better real-time information and improving response for everything from traffic incidents to search and rescue. We'll also continue to build on the success of our crisis car and mobile response unit, which has changed the way our community responds to mental and behavioral health crises. As part of that expansion, we recently became the first crisis response program in the country to be equipped with a full-time therapy canine. Bringing comfort and care in moments of vulnerability. But safety isn't just the job of the police department. It's something built into the streets that we walk and bike and drive every day. It's why we've taken steps to make Frederick's infrastructure safer for everyone by design. After decades of advocacy, we worked with our state and county partners to secure full funding for one of the most important transportation safety projects in our region, the widening of US Route 15. This investment will reduce crashes, improve congestion, and save lives. I've sat with the families and neighbors forever changed by the 2023 tanker crash. I carry their stories with me, and that's why this project isn't just a policy win, it's personal. I'm proud our advocacy has delivered, including noise abatement for adjoining neighborhoods. But our vision for safety goes beyond major highways. We've launched Safe Streets for All, an ambitious initiative to eliminate traffic deaths in our city. This fall, residents will help identify hazards and reimagine high-risk intersections through field walks with city staff. Through our Green Streets and Let's Move Frederick plans, we're designing safer streets for pedestrians and building a more connected network for cyclists. Safety is not in a silo. It's something we plan for and invest in and build together, from neighborhood sidewalks to our busiest roads. We're proud of how we protect our community, but Frederick is also defined by how we support it. Frederick is a full-service city, and the services we provide and the way we build for every age, every neighborhood, every walk of life. This year, we opened our first park designed specifically for older adults and launched a sidewalk repair program that fixes out-of-compliance sidewalks at no cost to eligible seniors. At Westside Regional Park, we're designing a new community center to anchor services for all residents and breaking ground this fall on multipurpose fields. A community meeting is scheduled for September 15th. We also expanded public art through Art in City Hall exhibits, youth murals in our parks, and a major installation at the Boys and Girls Club. These investments reflect our values to be a community where people at every stage of life are supported. 7 years ago, in partnership with the Osherman Family Foundation, residents, businesses, nonprofits, and service providers came together with city staff and created the Downtown Safety and Services Initiative, a community-driven roadmap to make downtown safer and more welcoming, more responsive to the needs of our most vulnerable neighbors. Out of that effort came the Downtown Ambassador Program, welcoming visitors, helping residents, and keeping downtown clean and connected. The Law Enforcement Assisted Diversion Program, reducing low-level drug-related infractions by more than 90% and connecting residents to treatment instead of jail. And the Youth Center, now being shaped with input from the young people who will use it, our youth in the Frederick Youth Council, as well as the organizations that are part of the 12 to 24 Collaborative. Our Youth Council is in attendance tonight. Can our Youth Council members stand? Thank you for learning at a young age that service to your community is so important. These are just a sample of the accomplishments, but they speak to our approach to governance. Listen, follow through, deliver results. And when we do, we lay the foundation for programs and policies that last. Something we are witnessing with our relatively new Office of Arts and Culture, led by Layla Jadala.
I'm so excited to share all the amazing things we've been doing to build community in the city of Frederick over the past year. From the arts to infrastructure and everything in between, we're building a Frederick that works for everyone. Frederick is so unique. Long recognized as arts-friendly, the city is transforming into a leading cultural destination in the region. To help with that transformation, the city created the Office of Arts and Culture in 2024, a department we've expanded over the past year to reflect just how essential creative expression is to build a stronger and more connected city. Through this department, we launched initiatives like Art in City Hall, a rotating exhibition program that uplifts local artists and highlights historically underrepresented communities. Through our Cultural Asset Mapping Project, a collaborative effort with residents and local organizations, we identify and celebrate the artists and spaces that shape Frederick's identity. And with hands-on programs like Mural Painting 101, which empowers young artists to create public art across the city, we're cultivating the next generation of cultural leaders. We're also proud to support the city's Cultural Connection panels, which brought together nonprofits, advocates, and community leaders to discuss how we can better support marginalized communities in Frederick. These conversations remind us that equity and inclusion are ongoing efforts and are essential to creating a city where everyone feels they belong. Accessibility is another cornerstone of connection. Whether it's improving access to public meetings for our blind and low vision neighbors, or ensuring that city events and programs welcome people of all abilities, we're making it easier for everyone to take part in civic life. One example is Abilities Unlimited, a parks and recreation program where youth of all abilities can play adaptive sports like wheelchair pickleball, tennis, and basketball using specialized sports chairs. And this year, we were so excited to open the new Seniorscapes Park at Monocacy Village. This park, designed with older adults in mind, offers a beautiful example of what an inclusive design can look like. It includes shade structures, raised garden beds, and accessible pathways, distinguishing it as a space that celebrates aging with dignity and joy by providing accessible outdoor recreation. With every artwork or inclusive design, we have an opportunity to listen to our residents and foster Frederick as a place that belongs to everyone.
Thank you, Layla. I know she's here somewhere. Thank you for all that you do. Creating a city where everyone belongs means making space for creativity, but it also means taking care of the environment we all share. Equity and access don't just apply to culture, they apply to clean air and water, resilient infrastructure, and green spaces that will outlast us. In Frederick, we've matched our commitment to the arts with a commitment to sustainability. We've installed EV charging stations in our downtown garages, expanding access to clean transportation and preparing Frederick for a future, hopefully not in the too distant future, when electric vehicles are the norm and not the exception. We've started construction on the Motter Avenue Stormwater Improvement Project, the first in a series of major flood mitigation efforts. And we're moving quickly to design and fund improvements for others, including West Patrick Street and North Market and downtown. In East Frederick, we're preparing for the restoration of more than 8,000 feet of Carroll Creek, from Husky Park to our wastewater treatment plant. It's an essential part of our obligation to stormwater solutions that improve water quality downstream, and our broader push to ensure Frederick is ready for the next flood and our next generation. Now here's more from our Office of Sustainability.
In Frederick, we've put together a team that is knowledgeable and passionate about doing work today that will benefit our city and our planet for generations to come. That's why the city is partnering with Frederick County and regional experts to develop our first climate and energy action plan. This roadmap will help us reduce emissions and prepare for climate impacts, making our city more sustainable and, most importantly, safer. More extreme weather threatens the safety of everyone, and by working with experts, we can better prepare for climate impacts and ensure that Frederick is ready for anything that may come our way. One example of a step we've taken to ensure our readiness, we've installed a 384 kilowatt solar canopy as well as EV charging stations at the new Frederick Police Department headquarters, built to LEED Silver standards. This project delivers multiple wins, reducing emissions, powering our public safety infrastructure, and enhancing energy resilience. Another effort we've committed to expanding is making our curbside compost program permanent and keeping it free. Since launching our compost pilot program, the participation has soared to almost 1,800 households in the city of Frederick, seriously slashing methane emissions and diverting hundreds of thousands of pounds of waste from landfills. This reduces the city's carbon footprint and supports economic goals by turning food scraps and organic material into usable compost rather than landfill waste. This makes Frederick greener and stronger for years to come. And we can't forget another thing that makes the city of Frederick so special: our distinction as a bird city in the Bird City, Maryland network. This year, Frederick is excited to welcome the 77th Annual Maryland Ornithological Society Convention to our city for the very first time. Bird lovers from all over will flock to Frederick for a weekend of guided field trips across the city and county. Lastly, through our Tree Frederick program, our city residents can purchase native trees at a discounted rate, putting canopy back in yards across Frederick. This initiative supports clean air and water, cuts energy costs, and invites us all to help grow a greener community. All these efforts highlight why Frederick is a leader in sustainability and is helping to protect the health and safety of our residents for years to come.
Thank you, Jenny, and the sustainability team. The foundation of any sustainable city is the strength of its infrastructure, the health of its environment, and the strength of its economy. Our economy is resilient and growing, proof that Frederick continues to be a place where businesses want to invest. Over the last several years, we've welcomed more than 400 net new businesses to the city of Frederick, from homegrown startups to established companies choosing to build their future here. Through our minority and women-owned business enterprise and small business reserve programs, we've committed more than $15 million in contracts to local firms, including $7.5 million invested right here in this building. At the same time, we've taken action where progress has stalled. For the first time, the city pursued receivership for a long vacant property on North Market Street to hold absentee landlords accountable and return key real estate to productive use. And through our Access Granted initiative, more than 50 small minority and women-owned businesses have expanded their operations in Frederick. Let's hear from our Director of Economic Development, Richard Griffin.
The City of Frederick is thriving. With bold partnerships, smart investments, and a focus on making life better for our residents, we're building a future full of opportunity. This past December, we broke ground with Governor Wes Moore on one of the most anticipated projects in our city's history, the $103 million Downtown Hotel and Conference Center. This public-private partnership is a long-term investment in Frederick's downtown economy. With over 200 rooms, 26,000 square feet of meeting space, and a space for full-service restaurants, this project will attract conferences, business people, visitors, and dollars to our city. The best news is that it does all this while anchoring the world-class Carroll Creek Park, its future growth, and creating hundreds of jobs and supporting our local businesses. In support of this, in July, the Maryland Board of Public Works approved a $7.5 million state capital grant, which is part of the city, county, and state public infrastructure support for the project, including land acquisition, land preparation, streetscape, utilities, parking improvements. This approval unlocks essential funding and solidifies the project as a historic economic moment for Frederick. Construction is expected to start this fall in 2025, with doors set to open just 24 months later in the fall of 2027. In addition, the Trolley Building and the Eagles Building right next door to the site are also being renovated. And just down the road, we're going to transform one of Frederick's favorite spaces, Nimio Field at Harry Grove Stadium. In May, we held a ceremonial groundbreaking to kick off $40 million in major renovations made possible through a strong partnership between the City of Frederick, the Maryland Stadium Authority, and Attain Sports. Planned upgrades include new locker rooms, seating, enhanced concessions, and improved accessibility throughout the stadium. These improvements will elevate the fan experience and ensure that Nimio Field is an exciting hub for great baseball and entertainment. But that's not all, folks. In 2026, Frederick will proudly welcome affiliated minor league baseball back for the first time in over 5 years. The Frederick Keys will return to affiliated play under Major League Baseball umbrella, reconnecting the city to the national stage. This means expanding opportunities for partnerships, tourism, and economic growth. It's a win out there for all the baseball fans, and it's a big win for the City of Frederick. It gives us even more reason to rally behind the Keys. Each of these projects is so exciting on their own, but together they represent something bigger. They create jobs and boost pride in Frederick, and that's what bright future looks like.
Thank you, Richard, for your infectious energy and everything that you do on behalf of the city of Frederick. And my apologies, Council President Nash. It wouldn't be a state of the city if we didn't include a little sports. I'm sorry. Economic opportunity is one of our most useful ways to set the vision for Frederick's future, a future that starts with how we lead. And over the last year, the City Council has stepped into a new era of governance, one defined by greater accountability and collaboration. Thanks to the work of the Charter Review Committee, our governance structure is now more modern and balanced, where legislative and executive roles are more clearly defined, with a goal to create better results. The Council has led meaningful change on key priorities, from launching a housing work plan that will explore solutions to affordability, to expanding access to our elections so more residents can participate in our civic life. We believe democracy works best when everyone has a voice, and we have put that belief into practice. Frederick's story is rich, it's complicated, and it is still unfolding. And even as we look toward the future, we're committed to honoring every chapter of our past, including those too often left untold. We're also making it easier to preserve the places that matter thanks to a new joint city-county online application for historic preservation tax credits. And our comprehensive plan is one of the ways residents continue to help shape Frederick's story. This fall, we'll release the first monitoring report to measure progress, identify what's next, and invite community feedback. Good planning requires accountability and reflection, and we're committed to both. Our story is still being written, and we want everyone to help write the next chapter. Here's Christina Martin-Koski, our Manager of Historic Preservation Planning.
When we say join the story, write the story, we invite everyone to honor Frederick's past and shape her future. In 2026, the United States marks its 250th anniversary. Communities nationwide are reflecting on our history, and in Frederick, that work is already underway. As we prepare for the semi-quincentennial, we're partnering with Frederick County's 250th Commission to honor the anniversary through programming and events that span our unique history and spark conversation about our future. Frederick is a city deeply rooted in history, and we're committed to telling a fuller story, one that includes the voices too often left out. In March, we marked a new chapter with the groundbreaking of the African American Heritage Center, led by the African American Resources Cultural and Heritage Society, known as ARCH. This long-awaited facility, right across from our new Frederick Police Department headquarters on East All Sainth Street, will be a home for learning and remembrance. Inside, visitors will find exhibits on African American history and culture, archives and interactive programs, and a gathering space for the community. We're proud to support a place where Frederick's African American legacy will be celebrated and preserved. But we also acknowledge that there's still much to learn. African American history in Frederick, and particularly before emancipation, has been poorly documented and understood. The city is confronting this issue with our Sites of Enslavement initiative, where we are researching, documenting, and sharing a part of our collective history that has long been ignored. Launched in 2024, this initiative produced a historic context study that sheds new light on the lives of enslaved people and slavery in our community. Over the next 2 years, the city will collaborate with ARCH and our local heritage partners to share these stories through a series of historic markers, videos, brochure, and public art. This first marker, unveiled on Juneteenth 2024, honors the Emancipation Association, which advanced education, literature, charity, and vocations in the Black community. For nearly 90 years, it hosted one of the only emancipation celebrations in Maryland. That legacy endures as cultural pride in the face of adversity. This work is just the beginning. Projects like ARCH Heritage Center and Sites of Enslavement Initiative reshape how we remember our past and how we move forward together in the future. The 250th anniversary is a time to celebrate and highlight important work we're doing here in Frederick. We'll share updates on special events from the city, the Weinberg Center, and our community partners. So join the story and help write the next chapter.
Thank you, Christina, for all the work that you and your team does to help ensure that all of our past can inform the best of our future. With everything you've heard tonight, it's clear the city is well positioned. However, we are not immune to headwinds, economic uncertainty, global unrest, unreliable federal partners, reshaping the path beneath our feet every day. Federal decisions like the sweeping cuts in H.R. 1, the One Big Beautiful Bill, threaten to put pressure on our local systems. When the federal government pulls back, our needs don't disappear. They land squarely in our neighborhoods, in our schools, on our doorsteps. And that's why we must move strategically with urgency. Every delay has consequences. Nowhere is that clearer than in our approach to housing. Some in our community believe we are growing too fast, and I hear those concerns. But I also see the reality facing too many of our neighbors. Families spending half their income on rent, young people priced out of the city they grew up in, seniors struggling to age in place. It's why we must build more housing, and it must be the right housing available for people at all income levels, and it must come with the investments and infrastructure to support it. And we must also help people stay in their homes, the ones they already have. It's why we're working with Frederick County on a housing needs assessment to deliver data-driven solutions. It's why we'll keep working with Habitat for Humanity and Beyond Shelter to reinvest rental licensing revenues to keep affordable units truly affordable and occupied. And because nonprofits will feel much of the impact of federal cuts, I'm proud to announce the SECURE initiative, supporting emergency capacity, urgency, resiliency, and equity. Built in partnership with the philanthropic community, this emergency grant program will provide flexible, rapid response funding to keep programs running, protect jobs, and preserve dignity. The need is significant. Across Frederick County, more than 92 nonprofits receive over $80 million in federal support each year, and more than 60% of that is now at risk. Applications for SECURE will open October 15th, with decisions made quickly, so nonprofits can keep serving the people who rely on them. We've also heard from our local business owners, and we know they're feeling the squeeze too. The cost of doing business is going up. Tariffs, inflation, high interest rates are straining balance sheets and slowing expansion. While these pressures may originate far beyond Frederick, their impact lands right here at home. And we're committed to pursuing smart, local economic policies that let businesses thrive and to take aggressive action to retain, support, and grow the employers who keep Frederick strong. We also know if families are going to thrive, life has to be more affordable, and one of the biggest costs is childcare. I'm excited to share that tomorrow my staff will ask the City Council to introduce legislation creating a local child care tax credit that mirrors the county's. We'll also keep pushing to expand safe, affordable child care for our families. The City Council is prepared to look at several other tax credit options, and I'm excited to work with them to strategically explore ways we can ease the tax burden on our residents. The best economic development program is a job. And through our participation in the Good Jobs, Great Cities initiatives, we know job support must include access to housing, transportation, childcare, and health care. Last week, we announced in partnership with Frederick County Government and Frederick Health the launch of Partners for Accessible Care and Treatment. We call it PACT because that's what it is. It's a promise that in Frederick, we will stand together to protect access to care. We will not wait for the consequences of cuts from the one big beautiful bill to hit our hospital doors, or the families who rely on Medicaid, SNAP, housing assistance just to stay afloat. Because here's what's at stake. Without intervention, these cuts mean fewer people covered, more pressure on a healthcare system that's already stretched, and a growing gap between who gets care and who doesn't. And we can't let that happen. This task force brings together Frederick County, Frederick Health, nonprofits, public health experts, and policy advocates. Together, we're taking a three-part approach. First, identifying immediate ways to help people stay enrolled in Medicaid for as long as possible. Second, building a state and federal advocacy strategy to push for protections, restore funding, and resist rollbacks. And third, we're planning long-term stability so our health systems aren't overwhelmed and residents aren't left without options. Later this fall, the task force will host a summit with local, state, and federal leaders to begin developing the strategies that will drive our response forward. That work will shape how this city and this region protect care in the years ahead. We know the solutions won't come overnight, but the urgency is real, and the work is real, and our commitment to getting it right is real. It hasn't wavered. When I walk through downtown, I'm often reminded that one of our city's greatest opportunities, Carroll Creek, was born out of adversity. What began as a response to devastating floods became a defining characteristic of who we are today. And when I look at our skyline and I see our clustered spires, I'm reminded that our city has always dared to reach higher with faith and deeper to support one another. Our great progress comes when we work together. And that's how I know we'll meet the challenges ahead. Because when we work together with urgency and with compassion, we build something that lasts. Thank you all for being a part of that for the City of Frederick. Thank you for being here. Have a wonderful evening.
Don't go too far. I want to announce again, as I said I would do, that we are going to begin tours in about 15 minutes. They're going to get ready.